Hey guys, still here and welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Today is another one of the Naval Architect scenarios. A Naval Architect is one of my patrons at a special tier and they get to submit a scenario which then gets voted on by the rest of the patrons and gets turned into a video provided that it gets enough votes. So if you want to become either a Naval Architect and get your scenario featured, or if you want to start voting on other people's scenarios to get them a place on the channel, then link down below in the description to either becoming a Naval Architect or a patron supporter in general. Any support you can offer is much appreciated, of course. Today's one was sent in by Louden Doney, and it is part of what he considers a campaign. So very likely you'll see next month a follow-up to this particular battle. This is the Pacific Campaign, Part 1, Cry Havoc. 1941. For any number of reasons, military aircraft are either not developed or not used. How does this affect the war in the Pacific? The Japanese conduct a raid against Pearl Harbor with a large portion of their navy, but are spotted early. The US ships in harbor, or at least the ships can get underway, move to engage. Take command of either the US Navy or Imperial Japanese Navy and begin your campaign in the Pacific Theater. Good luck. Now, important to know here is that if I am the IGN, destroy the majority of the enemy fleet at Pearl Harbor so that we may quickly sweep across the Pacific, just as Germans swept across Europe. If I were to pick the United States, destroy all enemy battleships and heavy cruisers to force a retreat. Keep your capital ships alive. The outcome of this battle will affect the rest of the campaign. Now, anything else I need to know is that the range must be set to medium, so no non-range ships. To clarify, you may play as either the US or Japan, taking control of their fleet composition as described above, but once you pick a side, you will play them for the rest of the campaign, which will be submitted in parts like this. You may also build a ship class of your choosing. Technology will advance as time moves forward, and old ships are modernized or new ships finish construction. It is based on widely available hulls of the time rather than cutting edge. Okay, let's have a look. I'm facing 6 US battleships with 2 of mine, but I do have 2 battlecruisers to assist me, and I have 4 more destroyers than they do. My destroyers will get countered by their destroyers. Light cruisers are just about even. I'm going to design the battleship as per the scenario's instructions, and considering what I'm facing, I'm probably going to put some really big guns on it and make sure that the rest of the fleet keeps the smaller ships away. So this is going to be an anti-capital ship, focus, if you will. Not so much dealing with smaller ships. We have quite a few different hulls available. Of course, don't look at everything that says battlecruiser and beyond that to the right, because we're looking at Dreadnought 2, 3, Modernized Dreadnought 1, and Modernized Dreadnought 2. This is the Suwo. I'm going to increase displacement to maximum at 67,000 tons. Let's go for a decent amount of speed, 30 knots. I'm using all that speed to ensure that I can dictate what engagement range we will have, and that I can hopefully keep the enemy at bay. Now, it's a ship type that I don't usually use, purely anti-capital, let's say, sniper, because normally I have my battleships pretty far in the front, and I lead with the battleships. This time around, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to have these things just sitting in the back, which is why I'm optimizing them for more deck armor, more mobility, and ideally long-range sniping capability, although radar has not yet been unlocked. It also means I can save on having an underwater acoustic system. Radio is important, however. And let's see, high TNT I think is the safest option. Good amount of damage, decent flash fire reduction. Just that shell cost is a bit high, but it's not really something that I have to keep in mind too much. Now, let's give me the best accuracy. Long range accuracy plus 51 for the Modern Tower 3 and plus 60 for the Pagoda Tower. So the Pagoda Tower in this case is going to be my go-to because it just gives me that massive amount of accuracy. Then, base accuracy, I'm not sure if there are any ones that give you long range accuracy as a buff here. I don't think there are. So in that case, modern secondary tower 1. Give me the best possible secondary, or best possible bonuses to base fire rate. 1 funnel should be sufficient, he said enthusiastically. Well, 88%, I'll take that. Because then I can put the rest of the displacement on guns. I have Mark 2s here, Mark 2 here, Mark 3 14s. Huh. And the Mark 17s is just Mark 1. Or sorry, the 17-inch. This is an engagement range of 24. The real question is, will you hit anything at that range? And the answer is probably no. The 14s can hit out to 22.7 kilometers. Reload in 43 seconds. Reload in 59 seconds. Damage 700. Damage less than half at 325. Does it make up for that in rate of fire? Maybe, maybe not. You know what? We're going to go with 16s. And as, let's say, a different design than I normally do, I'm going to go with dual barrels. Give me a standard barbette. Put that on there. Wow. That's really luxurious, having the capability of putting another one of those there. Oh, at the expense of not being able to put another turret there. Okay, well, we'll just build it like that then. Gotta balance the ship out a bit. 1, 1. Can I move this? Oh, this is gonna make it far more comfortable. 0.3. Bring the secondary tower forward a bit. Bring this turret forward a bit. Maybe a bit more. 1, 9. 0.4, 0.5, there. Perfectly balanced. As all things should be. When it comes to defenses, anti-flooding is going to be fairly important. Anti-torpedo is not. For the sheer reason that I expect not to get torpedoed at all. Or rather, I will get torpedoed, but my screening force should be able to see those things coming. Advanced hydraulic turrets, making turret traverse speed a bit faster. And then I'm actually going to reduce belt armor. Because if I'm at belt armor range, something has gone horribly, horribly wrong. So I'm going to increase deck armor. And try and survive any encounter like that. Turret top. I have a lot of turrets, so this is going to ramp up pretty quick. Let's remove the extended belt armor. This is probably going to come back to bite me, but we'll figure that out. 13 inches of conning tower. 15 inches on the turrets. 5 inches of turret top armor. No secondaries to speak of. None. Amount of shells carried. 200 ammo per gun. Giving me a total of 12 barrels. So that is 1,200 shells. I hope that's enough. If I were to go for increased, how much does that... Oh, it's 400 tons. Almost 500. But it puts me at 270 per gun. Sacrifice the aux engine. And there is not that much that I want to sacrifice. Maybe a bit of speed. Just move it at 29 knots, which for 1924 is probably already very quick. Electrical turrets. Oh, they do have a higher flash fire chance. No. No, no, no. I'm not interested in flash fires. Not at all. Better barbette armor. And then maybe a few points on the conning tower. Because if that pagoda tower gets knocked off, or knocked offline, we're going to be in trouble. There. The Suwo. Very much anti-capital focused. Let's put her to the test. Now, as the game already indicated before I designed the ship, there are a lot of ships here, which means that the game performance might be lagging a little bit. So if it's not the same usual, let's say, higher end frame rate that you're used to, that is why. Now, let's have a quick inspection of the rest of the fleet. Because the Suwo and the Hatsuse are the lead ships. Then we have a bit of a hodgepodge of ships behind it. in all sorts of weird formations. We have battle cruisers Haiyan and Naka. These have 16-inch guns, which is really nice. Minimum bulkheads. Yikes, we're going to keep these things as snipers as well. I just want you to join the whole battleship division, actually. So we're going to have one capital ship battle group in the form of Suwo, Hatsuse, Haiyan, and Naka. Then we have the heavy cruiser group. Kinugasa, Mogami, and Kasuga. These heavy cruisers comprise of few bulkheads, 9-inch guns in ABX format, 5-inch guns, and 4-inch guns. These are going to be very useful against destroyers. Turning circle is problematic when you're dealing with torpedoes. Sonar 1. Okay. At least we'll see torpedoes before they become a threat. We also have the heavy cruiser Kumano over here. I want you to join the heavy cruiser group. I'm going to try and make this as easy as possible to manage. Light cruisers Chitose, Jinsu, Kiso, and Naniwa. And also Oyoda and Takasago. You guys join Div 4. That's Div 3. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this is all the light cruisers. Now the light cruisers have an ABXY format, 6-inch guns, 3-inch secondary, 2-inch secondary, and torpedoes. Range, suicide, 6.4. Bulkheads, standard. Speed, 32.5. Fairly quick. Destroyers, there are 14 of these. And these guys have maximum bulkheads, which is nice. They have 9.5 click torpedo range. 4-inch guns, 2-inch guns. Very, very quick. The Hasu. At 44 knots and a turning circle of 379er. Hydro 3. So they will be capable of spotting torpedoes for the rest of the group. Now the enemy's been spotted to the north, so they're somewhere over there. Let's see what I have for these guys. I want you to screen the battleships. I want you guys to operate somewhat more to the front. The light cruiser group, that is, so that any destroyer that gets too close is going to get very quickly dealt with. We have the screening group from the Kisaragi. This is Div... Oh, they're all over the place. Jesus. Alright. Congratulations, you guys are now a screening force. So you're going to join Div 7. You're also going to join Div 7. You guys are updated to being a scouting force. Normal formation, torpedoes denied. Go and have a look. Then we have the... Well, you know what? You're also going to join that other div. So this is Destroyer Matsu. You're going to join Div 5. That's these boys. Oh, hold on. Where's the Matsu? Here's the Matsu. I want the Matsu to join Div... What? What div are you? You're Div 7. Okay, my bad. I want you to join Div 7, Matsu. So that these 4 destroyers are now going to be operating together. Don't maneuver at 44 knots. It's too quick for now. I want Shiratsuyu and Ume together. Shiratsuyu is part of the Hishi, Hayanami, and something else. And that Div 4. Ume, what group are you? Div 6. What the f... I think the game is getting a bit confused. Because this is Div 5, consisting of 4 destroyers, at least according to this. But if I click here, it says, no, it is not 4 destroyers. It is fewer than that. It is 3 destroyers. This is Div 7. Ume, join Div 7. Now everybody's going to start forming up, hopefully. Takanami is part of Div 7. You're solo. Kuri, join Div 7. Hishi, join Div 7. And Hayanami, join Div 7. So Div 7 is now under the command of the Takanami, consisting of the Kuri and the Hishi. And will you also to join Div 7? So, do I have everybody sorted now? These guys... Kumano is part of a different div. I want you guys to slow down to about 38 knots. Screen that side. Tade. You're part of a screening force. You're screening Div 1. So they're screening the main battle line. The capital ships. Okay. Normal spread. Normal formation. Okay, this is my scouting group. I want the light cruisers to slow down a touch. Because we're going to be doing the same speed as the rest of the screening, or as the battle line. Where are you going exactly? And who are you made up of? Kisaragi, Akikaze, Hibiki, and Tade. Okay, I don't mind these guys screening, because they might allow me to see torpedoes coming a bit sooner. This is my, well, fairly aggressive scouting div. Or at least fairly large. And you can also join that scouting div. So you can join Div 6. There. Alright, and now we can go and look for the American fleet. And there are a lot of the Americans. 6 battleships need sinking. Now it's 1924. How accurate my torpedoes and how accurate their guns are going to be remains to be seen. Jinsu. Maybe you should get out of the way of the Mogami as she is trying to screen for the rest. But, you know what, I'm going to give this screening order again. Hopefully it'll work a little better now after fixing most of the formations. Move to ×10 speed. Starting range is 20 clicks. That means they are officially in range, at least of the guns. The thing is, can I find them? Northeast. Understood. Bingo. We found something. And we found it rather close. That is not a small ship. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but we are going to torp it. The scouting group has done its job admirably and found the enemy. Now, this means that it's going to get torped. We have a launcher on the stern. Yeah, as expected, there's more than one ship there. The battleships are opening up against the enemy heavy cruiser? Question mark? 10 8-inch guns. I'm thinking it is. Hold on, we got torpedoes coming at us. Detected enemy torps from where? Here. Yeah, that probably has something to do with that aggressive smoke screen over there. Scouting group, retreat. Light cruiser group, prepare to engage. Battleship line. Slow, gentle turn to starboard. And see if we can eradicate some of these heavy cruisers, because that's what I think they are. Suzuki has detected more torpedoes. These are inbound, these are outbound. So there is definitely something in here. Whether our torpedoes are going to hit anything, I don't know. We'll just have to see. Light cruiser group. Engage the destroyer. This is the enemy destroyer, capable of launching 7. Let's assume 7 torpedoes at me. Interesting gun layout, by the way. The enemy warship has detected the torpedoes. Considering that those torps are at a fair distance, this means that they have at least hydro and potentially better. Good chunk of damage on one of the enemy ships here. Seems like I've also taken some damage. Yeah, it's the Suzuki which has taken some. I'm trying to spook this enemy destroyer back into submission. It's not having any of it. What you got there? Battleship. Good lord. 12 14-inch guns. Battleship line, new target, Battleship. The Matsu has been detected. That's alright. Are the heavy cruisers in range? They are, and they are engaging. Excellent. Now I still have another destroyer line which is over here. I also need to bring these guys into the fight. Don't do any funky maneuvering fuck-ups, will ya? Expecting results here. Div 4. Cancel your screening command. And prepare to go on the offensive. This destroyer has once again disappeared. The torpedoes against this enemy heavy cruiser are not looking good. So I'm assuming that one's going to miss. What are you guys engaging? Oh, the DDs. Right. Their torpedo range was 9.5. Which means that this warship is still out of range. Oh. Hold on a minute. What happened here? I hit something inside of a smokescreen for 198. Well, that was a bit of an accidental hit, because that was not even the main target. I'll gladly accept it. But it was not really what I had planned. The heavy cruiser Seattle is falling back. Maximum bulkheads. Tough ship. Armor, alright. Not terrible, not great. Maintain the distance to the enemy battleships, because otherwise our deck armor is not going to work as we had intended. First damage to the enemy battleship. This just goes to show at this era how important a scouting force is, because I can barely see anybody. The only ship I can still see is that enemy battleship. Div 4, charge in. I'm going to keep this div at a bit of a distance because they're rearming their torpedoes. Any smokescreen that we can hunt down? Northeast. Alright. We've bloodied their noses a little bit, doing 722 damage and taking 124 in return. Something's engines are getting repaired and damaged. This is telling me that one of those engine compartments is flooded. And they're just on and off trying to get the engine back online. Seemingly not doing a great job at it. There's a Seattle again. Which is immediately getting engaged by the battle group. Or by the battle line. What you got there? Is that a DD? Yes, it is. Light cruisers, this guy's yours. Popped up at 4-kilometer range. He's also going to be your target, but not with torpedoes. Keep that thing away from me. Smoke up, Chitose. Turn back a little. Increase the flank. Or at least as far as we can go. Oh! Good chunk of damage there. We have torpedoes coming at us. That's not going to be a problem for the Chitose, but it might be a problem for the rest of the group. Yeah, I'm going to have to probably act here right now. Kiso. Detach. Jinsu. Detach. To manually dodge these torps before the game decides that it's great to keep the formation intact while getting torped. Damage done, 1600 versus damage taken, 145. The heavy cruisers are holding their fire as the light cruisers are proving to be too difficult to hit. Alright, you can join Div 3 again. The issue is they will join Div 3 as ordered, but all the way in the back. Look deep. Some more light cruisers potentially in the way. Tade, what's your speed? 38 knots, okay. Just checking. Mugford. No torpedoes left on the destroyer. Interesting. And I even got a hit on it with a 16-inch gun. That's really neat. Uh-oh. Chitose is going to get torpedoed. There is nothing that I can do about that. Even a maximum turn to starboard won't dodge it. That was probably the parting gift of that destroyer. Standard complement of bulkheads. Yeah, she's toast. Successfully dodged the rest of the torps. Seattle is still a bit damaged. Norfolk is not. There's the DD again, the Mugford. I don't like the Jinsu being this far forward. Jesus, that was very close. Another set of torpedoes. Jinsu is supposed to fall in behind the rest of the group, but instead is rushing forward. Some smaller shells are ricocheting off the Jinsu. But it's a really poorly armored poorly armored light cruiser, so my chances of dodging that and sticking with those ricochets for longer is not good. I'm not going to try that. We hit the DD again with a 16-inch shell. It's not really what I had in mind when I designed those battleships, but they're performing quite well. Okay, we sunk something. I'm assuming that's the destroyer. These guys are now outside of torpedo range. Jinsu, rejoin the light cruiser group, please. This time around, actually rejoin the light cruiser group. Destroyer group from Suzuki. We're going to scout to the starboard side. Kisaragi, same deal. Where the fuck is your fleet? We still have Div 6 all the way over there. Listen up, Div 6. Takanami. I want you to slow down. Yeah, we spotted one of their battleships again. I feel that that should be the main target. Because these heavy cruisers are a bit of a nuisance, but I don't find them that threatening. Their biggest threat is their 8-inch guns, and they're 5-inch against destroyers and potentially light cruisers. But so far, they haven't really seemed to have a lot of success with accurate fire. Whereas if I can neutralize one of their battleships, I would feel much, much, much safer. We are all targeting that one. I want to target this one because that one's inside of a smokescreen. Destroyer group Kisaragi. Not yet in range, but they are definitely in range of the enemy secondaries. And my plan is to get closer to torp this enemy warship. And since there are smoke screens between myself and them, there's a fairly decent chance that I might accidentally torpedo something else as well. The same can be said for this group. They are already in torpedo range. Engage that warship when able. Kisaragi, that's close enough. Aggressive torpedo launch. Oh, flooding on the enemy battleship. Don't have it identified yet, so I can't tell you how critical that is. Jeez, there's a lot of fire coming in here. It's only a matter of time before Kisaragi gets hit. Torpedoes away from Kisaragi. Very good. There she goes. Now she's hit. Div 6. Smoke up and aggressively torpedo the enemy fleet. Starting with this battleship here. Kisaragi detected enemy torpedoes. Yes, right over there. Kisaragi turn that way. Torpedoes, if they run really long, they could be a problem for the Suwo. But I cannot really turn this battleship. 1,523 meters is what we need to completely turn that thing around. Which is quite a lot. So far, damage done 2.7k, damage taken 6 after one of my light cruisers took a big chunk of damage. Hasu, you should be able to start torpedoing as well. Fuck's sake. This group is supposed to do 43 knots. The Tade is just not fucking doing it. They really need to sort out this formation system. Move! See, there you go. 43 knots. Hibiki. Akikaze and Kasaragi. Kasaragi's coming back. As ordered. After taking a bit too much damage. Ah, we have identification on the enemy battleships. Few bulkheads. That's a weakness. Deck armor, 6.6 inch, 3.3 extended, 5.4 turret top. Chance to pen, about 50-50. Okay. Anti-torpedo blister, anti-torp 2. Okay. We're just sending a fair amount of spreads their way. Whether it's going to hit something, I don't know. I don't really expect it. Just doing a bit of a fishing expedition, hoping to at least hit something. Doesn't have to be the battleship. Might as well be something else. Normal formation. Join div 4. Here. They can see me, but I can't see them. Shit. Suwo did get hit. That's exactly what these things were not supposed to do. So those torps run very, very long indeed. How badly is the Suwo going to get hit? Or going to get flooded? So far, 5%. She has maximum bulkheads. It's just that her torpedo blister is not that great. Let's see, can we turn this into a thumbnail maybe? So far, I haven't really done that much against the enemy fleet, aside from a few torpedo runs. Something has detected the enemy torpedoes. Or well, something has detected my torpedoes. Kisaragi's on fire. Yeah, you're getting too close to venomous smoke screens over there. Hibiki, Tade, get in here. What's the range to the Massachusetts? 12. Okay, don't torp. Heavy cruiser status? Healthy. Light cruisers? Healthy. It's just the Suwo that took a bit of a chunk. Jesus. Oh, I really like Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, but it's frustrating to work with this formation system. Good lord. See, this thing was supposed to do 28 knots. And I believe it can do it too. It has two fairly decent funnels. Forced boilers. It can definitely make that speed. It's just the formation system that sells it. You know what? Go slow. No, don't go slow. Follow my orders. Move with the fleet. You. Join the battlecruiser. Hyan. Join the Hatsuse in Div 7. I want this whole group to move as fast as they can. Formation, loose. Or normal. Suwo, also join that group. Hold on. Now we got Hatsuse, Heian, Suwo, and... yeah, we can just attach the Naka to that group. Oh, I hit something. Here. One of the torpedoes from one of the destroyers hit... well, something. I couldn't really tell you what it is, but it's probably not a destroyer, considering the amount of health that it lost at 194. These are 18, 21-inch torps. So that leads me to believe that it is at least a cruiser. Maybe something even bigger than that. Maybe it's you. Yeah, Massachusetts got torpedoed. Excellent. I really don't like how the Suwo is behaving itself. Fall back. Ooh, another one. More flooding. But that was not a torpedo. That was just one of the shells that was probably not even meant for this ship. But once again, causing all sorts of havoc. This is 5, 10, 7-inch guns. It's a light cruiser. A light cruiser that doesn't have a lot of armor, by the looks of it. Let's see if we can eradicate these guys. Because that would allow my destroyers to operate quite a bit more freely. Heavy cruisers, engage this target. Target's 8 clicks out. And with our 9-inch guns, we can easily match that armor. Oh, something else here got hit. Possibly another light cruiser. Now, seeing as this is part of a campaign, or at least that's how it's looking to be, I'm going to be very careful with my battleships, because I would very much like those to be alive by the end of the video. Of course, notwithstanding any kind of flash fire chances. But I built them fairly well, so I'm not really expecting that much of a flash fire chance. The other, again, I'm assuming light cruiser is taking a pounding here. And I think it's not very well bulkheaded. Yes, that's a word. How many light cruisers did they have? 6. So far I've only sunk 1. Oh, that should kill her. Once again, completely lost eyes on the battleship there. Suzuki. Starboard turn. Hello. Yeah, that's that light cruiser that we're punishing. I'm trying to really sheepdog my destroyers, trying to see which one's where, but it's hard. See, the Hayanami is another one of those strays that should be doing far, far more speed than it actually is. Hishi, same deal. Once you detach them, they go, aha! We have engines! And we can go places. I have places to go and people to torp. Great, you can join Div 3 and go do that. You too. Join Div 3 and go do that. Naka. How about you knock it off and speed the fuck up? Same for Heian. The division system's supposed to make stuff easier, not harder. Because now I have to micromanage these ships and make sure that they don't overtake the rest of the fleet. And in the meanwhile, I still have about 20 other ships to manage. Of varying different sizes. They really need to come out with a patch to fix this shit. Again, I really like Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, but this takes so much of the fun away. And it doesn't make any sense either. It's just a bug where the ships are going, you know, I don't know what to do. I can do 40 knots, but I think 14 is sufficient for now. No, it's bloody not. Move. Now we found something again. Is that Massachusetts? No. It's a different battleship. See, now I have to tell all the battleships manually to start targeting this battleship. And I really shouldn't have to do that. What are you? Battleship. Does that mean that you're also a battleship? Yes. And you're inside torpedo range on top of that. So I foresee death. Yours, notably. Still keeping a relatively close eye on this to see if I can actually spot any torpedoes that are launched. Oh, hold on. We can finish off this battleship, that'd be great. Everybody focus fire on this battleship here. The DD's here. I'm expecting that most of their escorts are dead. Which means that we might be able to get some torpedoes in without them getting any kind of a warning. And with a turning circle of 732 meters, it's going to be pretty tricky for them to try and dodge. How are my heavy cruisers doing? Healthy. Light cruisers, not so much. Takasago has taken some beatings. Light cruisers. That way, please. Oh, that's not so good. Suzuki, you and your whole group, smoke up. Torpedoes are inbound. Hard to starboard. 7.4 on the target over there. Torpedo when ready. It's going to be the last target salvo, or the torp salvo of the Suzuki. So I'm hoping she can get her torps off before we get killed off. The rest of the group, questionable. Suzuki, I need you to detach. Then I can tell the rest of the group to start turning a bit more aggressively. Shit, there's more torps there. Whatever, torpedo what you can. There's a destroyer in there. Torpedoes against capital ships, guns against anything that's not a capital ship. New Hampshire is starting to take some serious flooding. I'm hoping to finish her off. How's this torpedo attack going? Well, it's going. Akikaze has just launched her torps. Turn back. Smoke up. Before Idaho takes a chunk out of you. Because they will. Ooh. You got torpedoed, Suzuki. Well, it's not hard. There are many torps to pick from. Detach. Uh-oh. Suzuki sinks. Destroyer lost. I hope that the Inazuma is not going to suffer the same fate. She seems to be doing a little better. There she goes. She's fine. Inazuma, turn to port, torpedo the New Hampshire. Jeez, this thing is close. See, this one's also suffering from that bug. Because it's barely doing anything. It's not moving very quickly. Whereas this destroyer can probably move a hell of a lot faster than that. Okay, your torpedoes are away. Excellent. What div are you again? You're div 4. Jeez, this is hard work managing this battle. Especially considering the formation system needs so much guidance. Now, I wanted to keep my capital ships in the back, and I am doing just that, but a bit too far in the back at this point. At least the Hatsuse is capable of dealing out some damage against the destroyer. Hyan, turn to starboard a bit more. Hyan and Naka engage New Hampshire. How are the torpedoes over here? Considering your drastic maneuvering, I think you spotted them. Yep. New York's being pushed out. More or less forced to disengage after seeing the torpedoes. Richard E. Byrd over here. Maximum bulkheads. But probably not making half the speed that she can. Any particular reason why you're not launching your torpedoes? Hasu. The game is a bit slow today. Come on. So far I've taken chunks out of their battleships, but I haven't killed any of them yet. The Bird is taking a bit more damage, but so is the Hasu. As long as he doesn't torpedo my capital ships again. Heavy cruiser group that way. Damn it, what was that? 14-inch shell. New Hampshire doesn't really appear to get that many hits. Destroyers over here. Almost reloaded. Let's try and intercept the Idaho. Torpedoes off. Start moving that way. Anybody I'm not managing? Yes, Takanami. And whoever else is supposed to be in your group. Kuri. Kuri, capable of doing 38 knots and promptly doing not even half. I should fire the captain of this ship. Start doing your bloody job. Also, why is this thing still not dead? Shiratsuyu is less than 2 clicks away from it. Shouldn't be that hard. New Hampshire is now starting to take some more flooding. That's good. Suo is all the way back here. 21 clicks out. Limping around at 12 knots. You just torped against the destroyer. I just don't know which one. So I'm going to turn the whole group around again. Unfortunately, they don't really have any torpedoes left. Some of them still have some, but most are depleted, which means that they're going to be useful as a scouting force, but not much more. Because I cannot use them against big ships anymore. There goes Shiratsuyu. 14-inch shell cut her in half. Alright. Hatsuse. Still, the New Hampshire is refusing to go down, and we just lost it. Oh. Whatever that was, it did a lot of damage. 514 points of damage, in fact. We've gotten a bit too close to the sun here. The Idaho is giving us our due as the destroyers are getting way too close. Come on. Torpedoes away, Akikaze. Akikaze sinks, taking a large 14-inch chunk. What? I hit something with a torp? For 448. So that was a destroyer. Because nothing else takes that much damage. Unless it's a light cruiser with absolutely no protection on it. Once again, I don't know where the enemy is. It's really dancing in the dark again. Hayanami. Could the entirety of Div 5 just torpedo the Idaho, please? Ah, Northampton. Oh, sorry, New Hampshire. The moment she gets detected, everybody opens up. Inbound torpedo. Hasu, turn away. Smoke up again. Guess who it is? Still the Richard E. Byrd. Damage done, 6.5. Damage taken, 15,000. Idaho is also being forced away by torps. I'm going to put this to ×5, or this is going to be a video that's going to last 2.5 days. Asu sinks, structural damage. Cause? 14-inch shell. Right. Feels like those enemy battleships are getting a bit too effective with those 14-inch guns. They're doing a lot of damage to my destroyers. And because the destroyers are getting killed off, I'm losing visual. I keep losing line of sight to these guys. Now we had Kuri and we had Takanami. Trying to send in both, and the heavy cruisers. Still plenty of ammo here, that's good. The AI had 10 destroyers, 6 light cruisers, 2 heavy cruisers, 0 battle cruisers, and 6 battleships. By my count, I've sunk 2 destroyers and 2 light cruisers. At the expense of a few destroyers of my own. There goes another DD. Ah. Hello. Are you a light cruiser then? Yeah, you are. Okay. Interesting. Don't torp that. Because I think she's just about dead. Or soon will be. Philadelphia. Light cruiser. These heavy cruisers are doing good jobs. Kinosaga doing 1000 damage. 1.1 for the Kasuga. 639 for the Kumano. Good work. Those 9-inch guns are hitting hard. How about the battleships? 1.2, 1.5, 0. 0 for the battlecruiser. After 384 shots, you hit once and it was a ricochet. Naka? Naka at least did some damage. Could have been better. Anyway, my objective is to sink all of the enemy battleships. Or at least it says destroy the majority of the enemy fleet. So I don't exactly know how much a majority is. I'm going to say at least more than 60%. We are not quite there yet. Putting it mildly. Oh, everybody target this. I think that might be a destroyer. Kinosaga, turn back. You guys don't have a lot of protection. Where are my light cruisers at? Not too far away. Turn in. Takanami. New Hampshire is refusing to give it up. Still very much alive. Although not really kicking because she's running out of ammo. Status on the destroyer group. Alive, mostly. I know that the Idaho is somewhere back here, but the question is where exactly? I wouldn't be surprised if this fight is going to end in... well, maybe not quite a Pyrrhic victory, but at least something that we're not quite sure about. Like, I don't think that either side has the ammo to take out the other side entirely. Uh-oh. This battle cruiser is not designed to take torpedo hits. I sent the Hyen in to actually start doing some damage, and she is. But if those torpedoes had hit her, the torps from the Dorsey, that would have ended her. So I appreciate the effort, but I gotta get a bit more careful with them. And of my whole carefully orchestrated formation, nothing is left. Wait, one. Torpedoes detected. Enemy destroyer. Surprise, surprise. Take it out. Something hit my destroyer, didn't it? Yeah. Good day, Matsu. It's been fun. It sounds like something is having a flash fire. But I'm not sure what. Oh, the Matsu itself. Okay. Something else got clunked. Tade detected torpedoes on her side. Smoke. Oh, you found the New York, alright. And the Washington. And the Idaho. You guys found a bit more all at once than I was hoping to find. This destroyer is refusing to give up. Let's see if we can detach the Matsu so that the rest of the div can still maneuver at speed. Matsu, get out of here. Retreat. Right. How are we doing? 10,000 damage done, 20,000 damage taken. I still have not sunk any battleship. And the enemy battleships are a bit too good at dodging torpedoes. Making it very, very difficult indeed for my torpedoes to do much against their ships. Even though those are the main weapons that I was counting on when I saw that these things have few bulkheads. You're firing at a destroyer. Please. Don't. Matsuse maneuvering. High-end is still killing off the Dorsey. We got Naka over there. Range is 21. See, this is one of those vids that I just don't see how I could shorten it. Because there is constant action. Non-stop. And it's not like I think, okay, I can cut this bit out because this is not important. Or I can remove that part because there's not much action happening. There is action all over the place the entire time. Every ship is continuously engaging the enemy. I'm glad I upped the amount of ammo that these guys carry. Because it looks like we might need it. What's your chance to pen? 46. 53 against Massachusetts. Target Massachusetts. 58. 57. Doesn't matter that much. Ignore Washington. Focus Massachusetts. Kidder sinks due to heavy flooding. Ah, that's you. All of these DDs are, well, they're decent as a scouting force, but as an actual combat force, they're not worth that much anymore. There's still the New Hampshire around. Where are the lights? Because the lights carry torpedoes. It's just very short range at 6.4. Focus, focus, focus. Oops. Did I merge formations or what? No. Okay, we're engaging... The hell are you? Another mysterious light cruiser. Kill that. And there's Philadelphia again. Some decent chunks on the New Hampshire, but no flooding. That is what we need to sink that thing. Come on. Can we finally put one of these battleships to rest? Target Philadelphia first, and we're gonna push in and kill the other one. They don't have any torps, so we can safely move in. Oh, I didn't mean to torp it, actually. High in. Flooding. There we go. Heavy cruisers? The hell are you doing here? Norfolk and Seattle. I thought my formation was spread out, but I'm not the only one. Their formation is very spread out too. Alright, just aggressively torp them and push them back. Light cruiser Amsterdam sinks due to heavy flooding. Well done. Next target, Philadelphia. You're starting to flood. Cause 7-inch shells to the bow. New Hampshire, unfortunately, is not flooding. What's to say? You're supposed to be a sniper, but you're a bit too far away now. Heavy cruisers are trying to, well, trying to help sink the New Hampshire, but with an 8% chance to pen. It doesn't really do much. Torp hit? Okay. At this point, I didn't know that I was torpedoing anything there, but it might have come from the light cruiser. From Naniwa. New Hampshire, still buoyancy 28%. Two cruiser groups intersecting. Another thing got torped. No. Yes? Maybe. I torped something, I just couldn't tell you what. At least we're starting to catch up to them in damage a little bit. What would really benefit the game here is saying not just how much damage you've done, but also what you've sunk. Because right now it's mostly me with pen and paper if I take the time to do that. But it feels like I shouldn't have to. Ayanami getting hit by something? 5-inch shells. Is this the stupid Hayanami again that's getting stuck? Because this ship is not that heavily damaged. See, boom. Instantly maneuvers. Get the hell out of here. Flooding on Philadelphia. Northampton's down to 10% buoyancy now. We got incoming torpedoes here. Turn. Thank you. Yeah, these must be some of the guys that I've torped. Holy shit, there's a whole lot more out there. Philadelphia is down. Well done. Inazuma, if you want to live, I recommend you start turning. Yep. They got some bugged out destroyers here. Come on. Sink that ship, because this thing has survived about 2 hours of almost non-stop shelling. If I was able to spot it, I consistently started hitting it. Or at least started shooting it, not necessarily hitting it. See, the Washington is still out there, completely unscathed. 6% buoyancy remains. Oh, light cruiser Reno is out here. Heavy cruiser something. Oh crap, and you guys have nothing left. The Richard E. Krause, we got the Ume flash fired. Heavy cruisers, this is your time to shine, because those are perfect targets for you. Back to 5 times speed. New Hampshire, 1% buoyancy. Done. Battleship sunk. Light cruiser Minneapolis. Reno, and the Kraus. These guys are now getting cut up by the light cruisers here, which thankfully carry a lot of ammo. Otherwise, I would have lost this fight, or at least the ships wouldn't have been as effective as they are. Let's smoke up and sink the destroyer first. She still carries torps, the light cruisers do not. But mine do. Let's use them. Kraus is gone. Light cruiser Reno is suddenly jumping into action after noticing that there are torps on the way. But overturning. And taking 2 torps and instantly sinking. Over here the Washington is starting to flood. Oh, hi. Hayanami just torped the Washington. I feel like now we're actually starting to mop up the fleet. But damn, this was a long fight. Still got... Oh, the Inazuma is still perfectly healthy, but she just doesn't have any torps. Where are you? Here. Detach. I can still use you as a scout. Light cruisers, finish off the Minneapolis. Washington is starting to flood very, very quickly. More flooding even. Matsuse has a pretty good firing solution now. This one does not. Suo, because she's too damaged and cannot keep up. Hyen is also pushing in. Oh shit, there's a destroyer there, isn't there? But the Naka, all the way over there. Move in, will you? We need to sink this thing before it decides to torpedo me. There we go. That's problematic. Maybe I turned the Hyen around in time. But I don't think so. Uh-oh. Well, there goes the stern. Light cruiser Minneapolis is dead. Takanami, I have a job for you. Torpedo the Washington out of existence. Ooh. Hyen is now taking some serious chunks of damage. Fortunately, the AI ships were not carrying as much ammunition as I am and have run out of ammo, or at least gone low enough to not fight anymore. This is the Bears with a double S. It's unusual spelling for the Americans. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's going to be the end of the Hyen. Seeing as the Hyen already has a lot of flooding on it. Well... No, she missed. That was the perfect distraction by the Washington. Hey, hey, look at the torp. Boom, headshot. Well played to Washington. Well played. Now fucking sink, would you? Look at that. That thing was at the edge of getting completely flooded, and now it's... Well, it's not perfectly healthy, but it's healthy enough. Chance to pen, 48%. Colorado is getting quite close indeed. And this is not an encounter that I want with the Hatsuse. Because I didn't design them for close-in warfare. They're not supposed to do close-quarter combat. They don't have the belt armor for that. There you go, Washington. Have some more water. Now, there are still some heavy cruisers around somewhere. But where exactly beats me? Washington, 24% buoyancy. Kepler... The what? The Kepler? Oh, hello. Excellent situational awareness over there. No idea a destroyer managed to sneak up on me like that. Alright, hold off. We might be able to torpedo the Colorado instead. Because the Washington is toast. And immediately we switch fire to the Colorado. Start penning her. And she starts to take damage. But the Hatsuse is still, for my taste, too close. Even though they cannot properly pen her. Oh shit, but they can torp her. My chance to pen her is 40% and increasing. Their chance to pen me is probably not that good and decreasing. No, it's increasing as well. Now, if you can keep the Colorado distracted, I can come alongside and jam 4 torpedoes of a 21-inch caliber up her side. And hopefully sink another battleship. Come on. I think this gun, or this ship, has some gun bugs. Because all of the 8-inch guns and the 3-inch should be making very short work of the Takanami. And they're not doing it. Oh, there we go. Shouldn't have said anything. Takanami. Torp. There we go, torpedoes away. Yep, shouldn't have said anything. Inazuma can still spot, but nothing else. Hatsuse can now follow in again. Colorado probably detected the torps. Yeah, but she might get hit once. There she go, right on the stern. So that might allow the other ships to get in. Do a bit more damage, because the Colorado is not going to be capable of running away, nor dodging much. At this point, they still have done more damage than I have to them. But that's because they get those insane damage numbers when they blow away a destroyer at 21,000 or 2100 damage. So it's a bit of a skewed number. Overall, I have definitely sunk more of their ships than they have sunk of mine. And all of my capital ships... No, one of my battle cruisers is dead. But the Hatsuse is virtually untouched. Suwo can perfectly be repaired and sent back into the conflict. So we should see the Suwo or some follow-up again in a future scenario. And the Naka is still hunting down the Colorado. Let's see if we can finish this ship off, and I'm going to call it a day, because this video is turning into one of those almost 90-minute endeavors. And considering that the most of the United States fleet's either dead or running away, I'm proclaiming victory on this one. There is a smokescreen here, though. Not sure if that smokescreen still has torpedoes to fling my way, but I want to check it out regardless. Let's have the heavy cruisers also push in. Inazuma continues to shadow the Colorado here. What do you have out here? Smokescreen seems almost stationary. Not quite stationary then, huh? Which one's the slowest one? You are. Fall back. Oh shit, now they all split up. Join Niwa. See, now I can do 29 again, or 27 knots. Kiso. Join div 14. And you join div 14. Or 13 at this point. Where the hell did that smokescreen go? It looks like I'm under attack from yet another battleship. Oh, crap. Here we go again. Colorado detected enemy torpedoes. Jesus, from there? That's almost 3 kilometers away. That is some really good torpedo detection that they have. Sure, it's sonar 1, but come on. Still not enough, though, is it? You were warned. Where's their torp? Oh, here. I can turn back. Let's go and finish off the Colorado. Naka somehow still at 99%. I'll happily take that. Where's the battleship? Here. Hatsuse is starting to run, well, lower on ammo. But had I not taken the increased ammo, I probably would have already been empty. Definitely, actually, because I took 70 extra shells per gun. Yeah, I would have been empty a while ago. Colorado, for some reason or other, pushing back in. Engage the threat. Chance to hit and pen is now quite good. 33% chance to hit. 37. 18% chance to pen. I'm just wanting to, well, throw as much stuff at this ship as possible to sink it. More torps. That's the last torpedo, though. Come on. Hey! Seattle's back. It's been a while, hasn't it? You did a really terrible job at defending your battleship there, Seattle. The way that my light cruisers and my heavy cruisers were able to just completely push in on it does not spell much good for you. Slowly but steadily, we're taking the whole Colorado apart. Look at that thing. Still has ammo, but it's not using it. %. Naka is running low. She's approaching the last 100 shells. I need a couple more bow hits. Bow flooding. What? The Massachusetts is back? In fact, the whole... Jesus. This is not what I was hoping to find. How sneaky are these things? Completely unsneaky. Who's leading that? The Naniwa? Are you kidding? Oyodo, congratulations. Battlefield promotion. You're now leading the charge against the Idaho. What is the Naniwa even doing? Just get out. I don't want to see you anymore. So far I've only sunk 2 battleships, and this is going to be the 3rd? After 3 hours of fighting? Sheesh. Oh. There's more. There's always more. Okay, well, in that case, we're going to do another torpedo attack, and hoping that at short range the Idaho is not capable of dodging the torps from the Oyodo. Because that would flood her. Speaking of... I thought I was the one that torps you, not the other way around. Now, I think that what's happening with the secondary guns on the battleship here... Jesus, that was terrible. Is that they refuse to fire because the main gun refuses to fire. I think that is what is happening here. And because of that, the whole ship is just effectively nullified. It's not that much of a threat anymore. Idaho is really murdering the Oyodo. But she is going to get hit by at least 2 torpedoes and potentially 3. This is a double. Yeah, 2 hits. Boonk. If I can trade a light cruiser for a battleship, then I'll take that trade gladly. It's just that Oyodo won't be around to see it. Another torp hit. She's starting to flood quickly now. Oyodo might survive. Get out of here. As quickly as your props can take you. 37% buoyancy. 36. 35. And we're continuing to drop. 31. 29 and holding. In fact, 29 and increasing. Idaho's counter-torping and pumping the water back out. Oyodo's still alive. Jeez, the whole rest of the fleet's here. Kiso, well done. Jinsu. Colorado is toast. Finally. I was just about to check in on how those guys were doing. Now they will see these torpedoes coming, but I'm not sure if they can all avoid them. Hatsuse, what's your range? Yes. Jesus, that's a lot of range. I want you guys to butcher those heavy cruisers. Oh yeah, they were perfectly capable of dodging that. No problem. And the Idaho, that was down to 30% or 29% buoyancy even, has completely fixed it and is back to 62%. Torp hit on New York. Flash fire on New York. This could kill her. It really depends on what that damage control party is going to be doing next. Heavy flooding and does kill on... the Norfolk's Revenge. Naka is almost empty. Just not getting any kind of hits. Mogami's empty. Kasuga's empty. New York is finished. Wow. I'll take it. Incoming torpedo and Jinsu. Jinsu, give me everything you have. 32 knots. There are still destroyers around? Damage done, 33k. Damage taken, 40k. Idaho, I'm coming for you. It's their last surviving 2 battleships. If I can sink those heavy cruisers there, great. Work in progress. Another torpedo. Jinsu torpedo ready. Range is only 2.5 clicks, which should give the Idaho not that much opportunity to dodge your torps. Oh! Idaho finished her off and immediately starts turning, meaning that I cannot sink her. Hatsuse is down to her last 140 shells. Naka is empty. My heavy cruisers are empty. My light cruisers are killed off. Mostly. I still got the Takasago over there. Light cruiser Kiso sinks. Inazuma's empty. We got the Matsu returning. We got one DD on the other side of the world. Seriously, where are the battleships? Holy shit. She's 150 kilometers away. Oh well, if you give me this many ships to manage, and a formation system that doesn't want to work too well, this is kind of what you get. There's also another... The other destroyer group is also 80 kilometers away. So this means that I just cannot finish off the battleships. I don't have the firepower. I'm struggling even to do damage against the heavy cruisers at this point. Just give him the good news with high explosive, will ya? 'Cause that should kill it. Mogami, Kumano, get out. Can they even pen the battlecruiser? Somewhat. They still have plenty of ammo for it too. That helps. A lot. Thank you, Hatsuse. Well done. Norfolk's gonna have some issues. Norfolk's toast. Okay, next target. Seattle. Once I sink the Seattle, I'm done. Because then I have sunk almost the entire American fleet, barring 2 battleships. And I'm assuming that we can have our content creator, Louden, Doney, well, have an explanation about what happens next. Because I feel that my fleet has given everything that they could have. But it's not enough. Where are my ships going? Mogami. Oh, the Kasuga is leading the div. Fuck's sake, get out! Turn! Leave! The whole formation system seems particularly bad today. Maybe because there are so many ships out here. I don't know. I suppose it's not helping. Ugh, Kumano sinks. Well, Seattle's soon to be following. Oyodo sinks? I wasn't even aware the Oyodo was still alive. Ah. Right. Oh wow, the Suwo is still here. At 14 clicks from the Massachusetts. Right. Come on. A couple of good high explosive hits and we finish the Seattle off. She's not flooding. She is burning. She's slow. Massachusetts has spotted the Suwo. Surprise, surprise. The heavily damaged Suwo might actually be able to finish the Massachusetts. Seriously, every time I'm thinking of finishing this video, another thing happens. Like the Massachusetts suddenly coming out to meet my ship. The one battleship that still has ammo. And I might be able to finish her off anyway. How is that cruiser not dead yet? Hatsuse just ran out of ammo. That's why the cruiser's not dead yet. Suwo. Because the Massachusetts is coming in at a pretty steep angle, I'm throwing high explosive at her. Seeing if I can burn her down, but it doesn't even seem to be hitting at all. A little while later, a couple of more destroyers come crawling out of the woodwork. I've butchered one already. The Suwo and Massachusetts are still locked in combat. The Massachusetts, however, is down to her last 100 shells and depleting those rapidly. And in the meanwhile, I'm trying to deal with another destroyer here before it gets the gall to torpedo me. And at that point, I could be in serious trouble with the Suwo because she does not have that much of a torpedo blister. Running away with Suwo is problematic. Well, I can only do 10 knots due to having 2 damaged, aka destroyed because flooded compartments of engines. So I'm really hoping to at least kill the enemy destroyer. But of course it happens to smoke up again. And there's another destroyer, the Hewitt. Oh no. No, 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 no. This is gonna hurt a lot. That's a lot of flooding in the compartments. Midships is going, bow is going. Fortunately, Massachusetts is going to be out of ammo soon. So they can't hurt me anymore. But the Hewitt can. Robert's out of ammo. For torps anyway. 15 shells left on left on Massachusetts. 9 shells. Switch to high explosive. Any salvo that does not hit Massachusetts might hit Hewitt. Nope. Massachusetts out of ammo. Switch target. New target. Hewitt. Chance to hit 0.1%. Massive damage instability probably. Yeah, 30% damage instability and I'm firing at a fast target. No joy. Again, another 10 to 15 minutes of battle time later. The Suwo and Massachusetts are still engaged in combat. Massachusetts is out of ammo, but is still continuing to do damage. Serious amounts of damage with the 8-inch armor. Or sorry, the 8-inch ammo. Suwo, unable to pen Massachusetts' thick belt, is just, well, reduced to firing high explosive salvos against the Massachusetts. And slowly but steadily whittling her down. A little while later, the Idaho also showed up and completely emptied her magazines into whatever's left of the Suwo. And she, too, is engaging with the 8-inch guns. I have retreated all the ships that are no longer combat capable. Just for laughs, where was it? The Kuri is now almost 250 kilometers away. The enemy still has several destroyers and a light cruiser and the heavily damaged Seattle over there. They're all still continuing to chase down my ships. The only ship that might still make a difference here is the Naka. Because she still has her 8-inch guns and I'm sending her in to deal with, well, first the Seattle. And then potentially destroyers, if they can get here fast enough. But as I looked away, I just took a torpedo hit on Suwo, seemingly not getting that much more flooding in. Massachusetts is basically gone. The whole ship is scorched. She's down to 1% structural integrity. Just need one more salvo and she will sink. Oh shit. As a final goodbye, Massachusetts sent out her port torpedo launcher, striking the Suwo and causing more flooding. I have 116 shells left. I'm gonna make it count. Let's see, can the Naka actually finish off the Seattle without flooding? Because that's her one weakness. Well, one of her weaknesses. I mean, she's a battle cruiser. She's not that fantastic. 76% buoyancy. 70. There's not that much more that I can do for the Suwo other than just let her fight her own fight. Well, maybe I can switch targets to the Battleship. Seeing as she's easier to hit. Ooh, Olympia just took a big chunk of damage. That could finish off the Olympia. Yes! Come on. Take a deep breath. There you go. The destroyers, fortunately, are not close enough to actually deal damage. Chance to pen, 48. Not great. Seattle is still refusing to sink, but should be persuaded soon, as now all the guns, even the 2-inch guns, are opening up. Thank God this thing doesn't have any torpedo launchers, Seattle, or I would have been in serious trouble. Good lord, I think I've never had a battle go on for this long in-game time. The battle always starts at 10 hours. We've been fighting for 4.5. Good lord, Seattle. Take a hint, man. The Seattle, with her 8-inch guns, is just murdering the Naka at this point. So my plan is to turn my stern towards her and throw one torpedo her way, because she's basically dead in the water. Speaking of dead, Suwo, still engaging Idaho. Accuracy is not that great. Chance to pen, not that great either, but maybe just enough for AP. And the Idaho cannot do much in return either, because she's out of range of her 8-inch guns. Okay, the torpedo is underway. Strikes the Seattle, causing flooding. Yes, there she goes. I'm gonna leave it here, guys. This has been a marathon of a battle, an hour and 36 minutes long. 4.5 hours of in-game time. It must have been the longest battle that I've done ever. I'm gonna say that the Suwo made it out alive, but so did the Idaho. Considering that they started with 6 battleships and only got 1 out of them alive, and I started with 2 battleships and saved both, and also managed to save one of my battle cruisers, I'm definitely going to proclaim victory here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you're still here, then please let me know in the comments that you watched the whole thing, because it's been a really long recording as well. And I shall see you sometime next week for the next video on UAD, of course, and next month, hopefully, with the follow-up to this scenario. Again, if you want to start voting on scenarios or send in your own as a naval architect, linked down below in the description is my Patreon link. Thank you for any support you can offer.